Welcome to episode 7 of What's New in Life Sciences. I'm Andy Barrow, one of the associate directors here, and I'll be walking you through this week's episode as normal. The medical technology sector, as part of the wider life science industry, covers everything from wearable devices to pacemakers, and not only does it improve quality of life, but it provides valuable and efficient diagnostics to improve healthcare systems overall. It is a huge sector with nearly 2 million categorised groupings and devices overall. And this year alone, that industry is expected to reach nearly $630 billion in revenue. The skills gap in the MedTech area continues to widen and evolve, not only because the sector is also evolving and rapidly changing with new wearables, new devices, combination products entering the market almost daily, but the cross skills required are making that skills gap wider and more diverse. So AI, as with everything, is going to play a key part as a trend this year and ongoing, and machine learning is a part of that as well, whether that's medical image analysis, natural language processing, if it's related to studies or data, bias detection, model validation. These sorts of areas will become more and more prevalent as a tool for AI or as a function around that. One of the benefits of this is it reduces workload, particularly around the administrative tasks, and can help efficiencies as a whole for wider workloads for healthcare practitioners and similar. Data analysis or data science as a whole is integral to the MedTech sector, and in particular devices and wearables and diagnostics related to that. It's important that professionals can go beyond the collection of data, how that data is interpreted and used. To help with that, a data solution architect is vital for the interpretation of this, but also more importantly, the accessibility of this type of information, the associated skills that go with that, from data regulations, understanding a clinical background depending on what the data and the analysis is, and then depending on that, that can then link to more technological elements, software elements, whether that be programming languages such as Python or even BI tools, all the way to the other end of the spectrum, from somebody understanding data pipelining architecture and the part cloud could play in that as well. Quality assurance and quality management will also play a key part and continue to do so across the life science sector, and MedTech is no different. Whether that's focusing in on ISO 13485 and the implications around that, and ensuring that things progress accordingly as a device is made related to that, risk management, CAPAs, all the quality and QMS tools that go with that. A key trend will be ensuring that these tools are up to scratch, they're compliant, and if necessary, they're audit ready. Similarly, regulatory compliance will definitely be a key factor to consider this year, whether that's on one hand increasing pressures, particularly for SMEs as market access becomes more challenging, but on the flip side, refinements to MDR and IVDR regulations that should see, or potentially could see, easing transitions, hopefully maintaining the availability of devices across Europe. The EU AI Act will also play a part this year and beyond regards to the use of AI within medical devices. So that will be an important factor to bear in mind when it comes to compliance, regulatory and quality controls. A key pain point will be, particularly for pre-commercial products, as they're going through clinical phases into that commercialisation, some of those products may face major hurdles. With regards to quality, compliance and regulatory affairs, the main in-demand expertise right now over the coming months, what we see will be anything from key regulatory compliance, strong ISO standard experience, data protection laws, understanding around data analysis and how that plays a part in devices, and a touching around AI, and then obviously wider to that, the changing standards or easing around MDR and IVDR. Software engineering and cybersecurity is also a key part when it comes to talking about MedTech, whether that's protecting sensitive health data or just the embedded technology that goes into making such devices and the usage of such devices. Knowledge can go from pharma production knowledge to the systems involved, whether it be PLC systems to the actual technology itself, whether that's programming languages from C++, Python. And then wider to that, one of the key elements will be cybersecurity standards in general, and particularly data protection standards relating to healthcare, medical device and MedTech as a whole. Bearing in mind everything we've covered so far today, one of the key elements we see in regards to the widening skills gap or the success of MedTech, and particularly from a recruitment perspective, is soft skills. And that's that combination from project management, collaborative communication, cross-functional communication, agility, adaptability, and ultimately problem solving. If somebody can wear these hats in combination with the background required that we've covered today, this will go a long way. There is a consequence to this talent gap, and that could have a wider impact on the life science sector as a whole, but also on the MedTech sector, of course, as well. So longer wait lists, global delays in care, up to 57% reported delays for treatments, procedures, over 50% for early screenings, diagnosis. So major impacts potentially on patient safety, diminished quality of life, increased risk of errors, and ultimately long-term costs. So how can Amoria Bond help with this? We have a specialist life science division. We treat every project that we take on like a project the same as you would, with milestones, deliverables, working to the idea of not just sending resumes, but filling your resource gap. As part of that, depending on the need and urgency of our clients, we would look to deliver shortlists within a 48-hour to 72-hour window on every vacancy. One of the biggest parts, I would say, of the way we would work is the collaborative and open communication process, much more like a consultancy, so refining that process throughout to ensure that we find not only candidates that can do the job, but they want to do the job and they fit in well with your team as a whole. We cover a multitude of territories and a multitude of subsectors across that life science piece. So depending on your need, happy to talk to you.